it's ADHD Awareness Month, and I didn't realize because I was distracted. Go figure. I have ADHD. I don't know what else to say. But I feel like I found out, and then I Googled it, and then I clicked on the very first page that came up, and I'm looking at that now. I might actually have it somewhere on the screen. So I figured I'd make a video where I just make a stamp with all of my little drops. I save these little drops after every time I make a stamp and then use them later. So, that seems thematic. There's hair on that one. But I figured, why the heck not? Okay, gotta light my candle first, get the heat going, pick out some colors while I talk. Nope. I'm gonna pick it up this time because my spoon is 100% stuck to it. I think I need a new candle. Yeah, I gotta replace this candle. Hold on. Okay. Got it. It's good. I'm good. So, because this is short notice, because I wasn't expecting to make this video next, and sorry to the people I lied to in my community tab, yeah, this isn't a video about my wax furnace. So, there's not going to be a ton of on-screen editing probably, and I apologize for that because I want to get it done before the month is over. And I am very distracted, as you probably know. So, anyway, let's pick some colors. And get started and read the first question. I'm going to pick a yellow to start. Okay, first question. Or myth, I guess. Myth. ADHD doesn't exist. Well, I'm here, so, fight me. Oh, it has little things, little facts. There are more than 100,000 articles in science journals on ADHD. Cool. So ADHD meds are addictive. That is not true. I do meds. They're not addictive. I do meds. Really building my case here. No, I take meds, but I didn't for a long time. I didn't start taking meds regularly for my ADHD until I was in my 30s. I had a bad experience with medication a couple of times when I was younger, and I refused to try them again for a very long time. I'm gonna put more of the dark colors in. So, myth. ADHD is caused by bad parenting. Nope. Yep, environmental, genetic. I don't know, everyone's still arguing about it. I'm pretty sure there's like hard facts for the genetic component, like not all of it, but at least a lot of it being genetic. ADHD is just an excuse for laziness. That one hits home probably for a lot of you ADHD people out there watching. I'm going to guess that 90% of you, like myself, were called lazy at one point by somebody, and you're not. So don't listen to them. I'm actually going to go back to that one for a second. Back to the scroll up. Talking to myself, talking to my own hand. Yeah, gonna go back to that for a second. I bet you $1. Pay me $1 on my Patreon if I am right. You don't have to, but you could. A teacher said that to you. Especially if you went to school in the 90s at all. The 90s did not understand ADHD. They thought they understood ADHD. They didn't understand ADHD. All children grow out of ADHD. Yeah, I already heard this myth before. That's not true. It never goes away. It does change as you get older. Children, like your childhood ADHD and your adult ADHD, might be very different. And some of the things that are associated with causing ADHD can get a little better. Like, that's true. For sure. Yeah. I want more bright colors. Gotta put more bright colors in there. Gotta find a bright color. I found orange. Okay. The last one is myth. Children with ADHD just need more discipline. False. Yep. I'm reading it. Not reading out loud for you, but I agree with this website. A lot of studies show that the type of discipline used on most children doesn't even work on ADHD kids, so we tend to have a problem with consequences. If they're not immediate, we don't really learn from them. Like, we don't associate them with the thing we did strongly enough to, you know, think about it the next time that we do a bad thing. Or an undesirable thing, I don't know what to call it. But even when the consequences are immediate, that doesn't always necessarily mean we're gonna give a crap then either. And it's not really that we have a choice about giving a crap, we really don't. We just, you know, automatically don't. Super cool. It's my favorite thing. As I was saying, super cool. My favorite thing in school, in life, was doing things I knew I shouldn't before I really thought about it. And then being like, dang, I did that thing again. I should have learned by now. And then feeling dumb when I'm not dumb, you know? Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. I did write some notes before I started this video, like 5 minutes before I started this video, so I'm gonna list some things that I have heard are myths that, like, aren't, that I have experience with in my life. But I'm gonna pause this and reposition the camera so I can pour my stamp. And then, you know, I'll make another stamp because I can. Where's my spoon? There it is. Okay, so here's a weird one. Kind of a weird one. Does anyone else with ADHD out there ever, oops, I hit the camera. Go me. Being distracted. Does anyone else out there ever experience, I forgot to put the handle on my stamp head. So, ADHD, I mean, it's really on brand, isn't it? I'm gonna screw my handle on. And take the stamp off. Ah, mushrooms. Okay, before we move on, I do have to change the topic for 1 second. Has anyone noticed how many pineapple things there are this last summer? Like, pineapple was the thing. I know pineapples are popular, but like, I don't know if it's confirmation bias, but I saw pineapples everywhere. Like, they were haunting me, like they were following me, like the elegy statue in Zelda. You know, Ben Drown creepypasta, you know. I'm gonna put up on the screen, probably somewhere around here, all the pictures I took of things. I like a crazy person, I took out my phone and like snapped pictures. Every time I saw one, got some looks. Anyway, here they are. Spoon is clean, stamp head is on the handle. I made a little drop boy out of the last stamp. We're gonna start with that one. Anyway, I've mentioned already that I am on meds, but I didn't start them until my 30s because, you know, I'm stubborn. That's pretty much it. But, you know, also, medication isn't for everyone, so you do you. I can't decide if I like that phrase. Overused? Maybe overused. Oh, I have a Starboy I made. Ooh, it's an old one. That's gonna go poorly. That's back when I wasn't very good at making wax. Okay, here's one that a lot of people don't think about. I think it's a myth that ADHD people and introverted people don't get along because some of my closest friends are introverted people. And, you know, they give in eventually. Hey, that was a joke. Kinda. For real, like, what I have been told by some of my introverted friends is that the best thing about ADHD people is that we're kind of like fully formed friends. Like, we just come into existence near them and we don't really want to do small talk and we don't really want to like work up to a certain level of friendship. We just automatically are at a particular level of friendship that's past all of the small talk part. Wow, that is bubbling. That's probably not good. Oh, here's an interesting one a lot of people don't know. It is a myth, in my opinion, it's not even an opinion, this is just a fact. People think that ADHD means you can never ever focus. Like, we're just bad, we can't focus ever on anything. Actually, the opposite. There's something called hyperfocus with ADHD. It's called ADHD hyperfocus. And my word, do we focus? Like, dang dong it, we focus. But generally not on the right thing. Normally it's the wrong thing. That's the problem. That's where the problem comes in. Sometimes it's we can't focus on anything. That's very frustrating, even for us. But more in. Here's a good one. A myth. When you have ADHD and you're on meds, that makes you function like someone who doesn't have ADHD. Like, mentally typical. I don't know what word I should be using for that, but that's a myth, at least with the meds that I take. It just makes you go into hyperfocus pretty much all the time. It's hard to explain. It's very similar to what my ADHD hyperfocus is. If I take my medication and then am not focusing on the correct thing, sometimes I'll like get stuck on the wrong thing. It is easier to pull myself away though, for sure. Just stick that in for no reason. Yeah, let's put more. Okay, here's one for the kids. And by kids, I mean someone who's had ADHD. Oh, that was loud. Okay, here is the last couple of facts. I'm gonna switch camera views and then come back and talk about them. Okay, I am back. So the next bit of information I found really interesting when I learned about it. If I could focus my camera. There we go. So I found it really interesting when I learned about it, which is the fact that part of ADHD is having underdeveloped executive function, which is like frontal part of the brain apparently, and has a lot to do with your attention and ability to pay attention, but and a bunch of other stuff, but that's not the important part. The important part is that it has to do with your ability to stop and think and process an external or even internal stimuli before responding to it. And when you're kids, like, you just reacted to things, and sometimes it wasn't in a good way. Sometimes it was angry or upset or too excitedly or weird. And you know, what I'm getting at is like ADHD kids were weird kids. We were the weird kids. I was a weird kid. We didn't have a lot of friends, and we didn't keep a lot of the friends we had. The couple of friends I had who were like friends tended to be other kids who also had no friends. Now, they're some of the best friends I've ever had now, but it's like a sad thing to think about. I hope that if you have ADHD, you had a better experience. Hey, it's me, Deets. Being awkward, I have ADHD, and I also have patrons. 2, I think. I don't know, maybe I have more by now, but 2, and I'm probably gonna put them right in my face, right over my face. Go me. So, if you want to be a patron, that was a good pause. If you want to be a patron, you can go to my Patreon. I still have a Ko-fi, but if you go to Patreon, you can get a credit at the end. Maybe I should put the Ko-fi people at the end too. I'll figure it out. But if you go to my Patreon, you can be in the credits. And if you want to, you know, subscribe to pay more, you can also get one of the stamps I made for free. I'll mail it to you. That's it. I just mail it to you. And you can, you know, have it. I don't know. People seem to want them. I have a whole bowl of them. Let me get the bowl. Oh, God. Oh, no. Bowl. Some of them are from my videos, YouTube and TikTok. I always put this on wrong. How do I put it on? How does this go? There we go. The bowl is actually like one of those glass ones that's melted over driftwood. It's super cool. You don't get the bowl, but you get a stamp from the bowl. One of these stamps in the mail. I might write you a note. You never know. being awkward on camera. Yep. Okay, it's me. It's me, Deets. I'm Deets. Wearing flannel. Hello, it is me, Deets. Nope. Sometimes I feel like I should have a cooking show. I don't know, I can't cook. Well, I can cook a little. I can't cook well enough for a cooking show. But you know, My Drunk Kitchen did really well. I am so bad on camera. I gotta put all these outtakes at the end, don't I? That's how I'm gonna lighten it up. I'm gonna put all the pineapples back on the screen. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna hate myself later. Pineapples. You're really gonna hate me later when I'm editing this. I'm trying to make it a simple, fast video. I'm gonna cut out like 90% of this footage because I just rambled at like top speed. Not even my top speed. Like 60 to 70% speed. But that's still too fast for YouTube. Probably. I'm too old to get drunk like that.